Hi, and welcome back to Living My Fest Life, a podcast about festival fairs, events, and experiences, everything from the nationally known to the local and obscure. And today I'm talking to comedian Matt Bergman in the green room of the Funny Bone about a festival that he attended, which is the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Let's get to it.
I'm living my best life.
So we're talking about Balloon Fiesta, or as you called it, Balloon Fiesta, because you're typo.
Yeah, I'm not very good at iMessage anymore like I used to be. I've really fallen off.
The Balloons. Okay, so it's in Albuquerque, New Mexico, correct?
Yes.
Were you already there for something else, or did you go
I was there for comedy.
Oh, you were going, okay.
Yeah.
So, tell me everything I need to know about this event. Did you know about it beforehand, or did you stumble upon it?
I stumbled upon it last year when I was in Albuquerque. I was there for shows. And I was just looking for stuff to do in Albuquerque, and they're like, International Balloon Fiesta. It's the biggest in the world. And I was like, I guess I like balloons. I'll go check it out. But it's like you have to go at you have to get there at 4:30 in the morning.
Wow. Because
there's only a specific time that balloons are able to go up. Otherwise, they all die after 10 a.m. I don't know what exactly, but there's some sort of logic behind them not going up at a certain time.
We're talking hot air balloons.
Hot air balloons,
not
yeah.
Not
just kid balloons that they send up to the
99 red loop balloons.
Like it balloons?
Yes. So, do you research it beforehand, or you go, oh, I'm just going to go?
I briefly research it,
okay.
And it's they say it's 600 hot air balloons going up at once.
600?
600.
At once?
At once. Well, not all at once. They go up within the hour, but, sometimes you'll see... what I learned this year, you'll see about 50 go up at a time, and then another. It's wild.
Okay, so how many miles does this span? I mean, are you in an area where you can see all of them, or are you on the ground kind of looking up there's some more in the distance I can't even see?
No. Well, I mean, the first year I was there, I get there in the morning, and it's windy, and they're saying that they might not go up. I was like, what? How often does this happen? They're like, sometimes they only go up 4 days out of the 10. It just all depends. If the wind's really bad, you're putting the pilots at risk.
And people are probably bringing their hot air balloons across the country to fly. In
Germany, Australia, it's International Balloon Fiesta. So I was like, man,
Can you imagine riding on a ship with your precious cargo, your balloon in the back, and you're just like, I'm going to be in Albuquerque, the mecca of hot air balloons, flying for this.
It's insane. So yes, the first year it didn't happen. So I left at 8 o'clock because I had to go to a show that's about 3 hours away. I'm like, I'm not. I just want to go back to my Airbnb and sleep for another hour because I was exhausted. I was up at 3 in the morning to take
anticipating the balloons. I know.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep the night before. It was Christmas, and I took Uber over there too to the field, and so I told my wife, I was like, if I can, I'm gonna try to get back there again. Same time, would you want to go with me? And she's like, yeah, I would love to go. And her mother-in-law was supposed to, or my mother-in-law was supposed to go, but she wasn't able to. So I'll show you a couple pictures and you can go on.
Wow.
Instagram
okay.
too.
So this at night or in the morning?
This is at 5 in the morning. They do,
glow check?
The glow. They do the glow, morning glow. It's called
morning glow. That's cute.
And so they send up it's probably about 10, 15 balloons. And you can stand right next to it. That was a balloon.
She's touching it. Yeah, she's touching it as it blows up.
Touching the balloon. And you're right there. I mean, this is one of them going up.
Wow. Okay, so they're literally shooting it with fire, which is very, very cool.
Cool, but terrifying.
Terrifying. See, here's the thing with this. I went skydiving once, and I just kept thinking, if there's a slight tear in this parachute, plummet to my death. Mm-hmm. With these hot air balloons, what are the possibilities? Were you wanting? Are you thinking something's gonna go wrong?
It didn't cross my mind until afterwards, and I was I was surprised that they didn't run into each other when they're all going up at once.
Because you can't steer them.
Yeah, I don't understand how the fire doesn't catch onto the balloon and light that on fire.
I don't either.
And I think I remember there's a story a few years ago where just a few people went up in a hot air balloon and it caught fire in the sky.
Stop.
And they all just burned to their deaths in the sky.
Well, I know this from seeing hot air balloons around the Midwest. They can take off in certain places, but you can't predict where they land. They literally just have to be followed by a truck.
Oh.
That's walkie-talking with their coordinates, and they just land in, that's a field, we can go land over there.
I believe that,
because you can't steer it.
They land in the Rio Grande, a bunch of them.
Okay.
And then they just pull the balloon out of the water, and it's just,
They land in the water?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, in the river, the Rio Grande River.
That seems very dangerous.
Yeah, I think I have and you can Google, just Google hot air balloon Rio Grande, and it's some gorgeous pictures.
Well, okay, so hot air balloons in general. Have you ever ridden one? Any desire?
Never, and definitely not. Because I read something a few days after that, a few days before, one of them went up, and just the wind took it into the power lines. No one died, but they had to go to the hospital. So
you don't think it's the romantic,
it's dangerous.
bachelor date that, people make it out to be?
No, because, people do it to be romantic and hopefully get laid later. It's not sexy to see your man scream the entire time in the air.
I think that people do it, to fuck in a hot air balloon. But,
really? With the person standing there?
There's a person standing there. First of all, people who get proposed to in hot air balloons, you literally just have Clifford or whoever is steering that thing, lurking next to you within because those baskets can't be big.
No, I think it could only hold 6 people at most.
Yeah, so how romantic it is to have this beautiful moment up in the sky and then the next hour making small talk with a stranger because it's so awkward not to include them because it's the only other person.
Where are we going to land? Yeah, that's just kind of a picture of where they land.
These are beautiful. Okay, so were there any... These are traditional hot air balloons. I'm
Those
looking
are
at the
traditional.
picture. So they look rainbow colored or some stripes. There's some checkers on them. Mm-hmm. Are there any cool pattern ones that were...
There's a bunch of patterns. My wife liked the patterns. That's a Smurf.
Oh my God!
Right now.
It's Papa Smurf.
It's a Papa Smurf.
No, it's not. Yeah.
And then you can see And like I said, there's
a fish with a monocle and a top hat on it.
You can't go
and
wrong.
You guys are in the front. A penguin?
Yeah.
A penguin.
But you can't, if you have ADD, you just keep looking around. You're like, what is that? What is that? A dog? It's pretty, I'm trying to...
An elephant?
A weird elephant.
It looks like a Dr. Seuss character.
It does look like a Dr. Seuss character. So, and a bunch of these are on my Instagram, too. I feel bad that no one can see them right now. We're just watching.
I know. I do the same thing. I describe things on this podcast all the time, and people are probably listening at home this is so fucking boring. That's a one-eyed monster. Not a penis, literally a one-eyed monster.
Yeah, that was for the adult balloon fiesta.
Yeah. Okay.
There's Yoda.
A Yoda.
Yeah.
Okay. So they go up at different times.
Between 7 and I would say 8:30, they all go up,
mm-hmm.
and it ends up being about 600 hot air balloons
wow.
that go up.
And how many people attend this?
Thousands. It was packed. It looked like a fair.
Okay,
there's corn dogs.
There's corn dogs. Are there Tell me about the food and the environment, because I know the hot air balloons are the highlight, mm-hmm. but what are the in betweens? The in between,
it's you walk. It's almost like a fairground.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in, you pay your $10 admission fee, and then there's only $10.
Can you sneak around that?
Probably.
Is there a way to dodge it?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you could make a fake ticket.
Maybe. Or can you just see them without being in the fairgrounds?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. It's like a concert. You know how people can watch it from a roof or okay.
You can watch it. We were at a casino the next day that was about 10 miles away, and we could just watch it from...
You could still see the balloons. Okay. That's the tricky thing with aerial shows and stuff like that. How do you pay admission for the sky?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Everybody has to close their eyes who didn't pay $10.
I think that's why it's so cheap, because they're just just come here. Yeah. It's only $10. You can walk next to the balloons. You can maybe start on fire if the wind goes the wrong way.
And then corn dog option available to purchase.
Corn dog. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. We had a corn dog at 8 in the morning, but we were up at 3 in the morning, so at that point it was lunchtime.
Yeah, it was dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, so like a fairground, just food, probably funnel cakes.
Funnel cake, fries.
Mm.
What are those fries called? They're not we had them. My wife was like, you gotta try these, but they tasted more like a potato chip. They were these, it wasn't curly.
Saratoga chips?
Maybe, is that what they're called?
I don't know.
They were shit. They were absolute shit.
Any fry that is not a fry, just be a fry.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you trying to do here?
I don't know. Just, okay. So, admission $10 of food. Any rides?
No rides, no. Okay. Unless you try to sneak on a hot air balloon.
Yeah. And do you think people were doing that?
No, they were so small, what are they called? The baskets? Mm-hmm. That you can only hold 3 people. And I think people would know, do we have a 4th?
Who's this random?
Did we go up with 4 yesterday or 3?
Who's this mouth breather behind me? I'm supposed to be here. We're breathing really loud. Okay, because we do something similar in Cincinnati. We used to do a Coney Island balloon glow, and they light up all the balloons. Not 600
How many
of them.
Balloons?
I don't know, 20 maybe.
Okay, that's not bad.
But they used to have this thing where they would have a stake in the ground and a rope, and you could go up to 50 feet in the balloon because it's staked to the ground, and then you just go back down.
Oh, that's worth it.
But it's It's like putting a dog on a leash and letting it go in a circle. Like, eventually, like, you're thinking, like, it might break this leash, and then you're just on a journey now. I don't know.
So there's a little bit of fear. That's what I think you need in that situation. Just a little bit of fear, but mostly, like, 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time this goes.
Okay, so $10, you and your wife go. Did you only go the one day, or did you go
Just
both?
one day.
Okay.
Do you think you could see it all? Canceled. Next day it got canceled because it was too windy and it was too cold.
Okay, so if people are planning on going, do you advise them, like, looking up the weather, or do you advise them to plan for multiple days?
Plan for multiple days and then do your other stuff, because we went to the White Sands National Monument, which is about 3 hours south of Albuquerque, but it's just...
Albuquerque? Where is
Albuquerque.
that? Okay, so what's that?
It's a national park, I guess. I didn't know about this, and you can... It's $20.
Sand dunes. It's sand
dunes, just in the middle of the desert. And you can rent a
sled?
A sled, and you can just sled down the dunes. So we did that.
Tell me about that.
It was more expensive than the hot air balloons.
Well, yeah, you get to have the exhilaration of another way of trying to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thrill.
Which people do die a lot out there.
On the sand dunes?
Yeah, well, not on the sand dunes.
Albuquerque, get it together.
It's because it gets so hot out there that people don't bring enough water, and they dehydrate, and they end up just passing out and dying.
And you know that, but you didn't do any research.
No, it was cold enough we could only handle about 5 times going up and down the hill.
Okay.
So that's something you'll realize that
walking
you're completely out of shape.
Yeah, walking up the hill in sand.
Uh-huh.
How horrible.
Not bad. It's not like beach sand. It's very it's almost like salt, you know? It was really
So you
nice
paid $20 to ride a sled through some salty sand?
Yes.
Okay.
In the middle of the desert. And we did that for like an hour.
Would you recommend that?
$20 to park? No, I would definitely recommend it.
Okay.
And the sled, you got to, people say bring your own sled because you can rent a sled, but it's like $12. Then they'll give you $3 if you return it.
Who has their own sled?
I don't know.
What adult man?
I know.
Has his own
She's
sled?
like, my wife's like, we should go to Walmart and get a sled. I was like, I just don't, no. I don't care how much. It could be $400. I'm not going to buy a sled at Walmart.
You gotta strap it to your roof.
Yeah.
You gotta, talk shit to the other kids about their sleds and how your sled's better.
And then they say you can sell it to tourists who are at a cheaper price.
Coming in. Hey,
I'm not
give me $5
stand out there and
resell.
do black market sleds, you know?
This one's a beaut. Gets a lot of... watch the tailwind and...
a lot of traction.
Picks it up towards the end of the curve. Okay, so you would suggest... the balloon festival.
Everyone should go to the balloon fiesta, and
Okay.
just Albuquerque in general. It's kind of cool. New Mexico's a very cool place, and go to Santa Fe as well. Santa Fe is
How
about
far
an
is
hour,
Santa Fe? Okay.
hour north of Albuquerque.
Okay, and what club were you at?
I was at a couple casino shows.
Okay, great.
Santa Ana Star Casino and Into the Mountain Gods, it was called. The other casino.
Okay.
Just in the middle of nowhere.
So there's nothing else that's like a performance? They don't have like a rock
They had
band?
someone sing the national anthem, but it's like, come on.
Was it every morning?
Every morning.
Wait, was it like 8 a.m.? Oh, it's
No, it's like 6:30.
6:30?
It's like, shut the hell up.
They got up?
that's-
Did you have to stand? We were like laying
I don't
down?
know. No one, I didn't even take my hat off. At some point, you just turn around like, are they singing the national anthem?
Because you can't hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't really mic them well.
So you're up there at 5:30. Are people with their blankets? And
People have blankets, hot chocolate. People bring their own chairs. Parking is a nightmare.
Okay.
So just, if you're going to go, just go super early.
Can you Uber?
You can Uber. Yeah.
Okay. So like all the main events down here, like Kentucky Derby, like everybody Ubered there, and then on the way back it was like a surge of like you had to pay like
$1 billion.
$300.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely like have an escape time, I would think. If you're going to any event like that, you want to leave earlier than everybody else. Because
Yes.
if you wait, you're gonna pay like so much in surge pricing. Yeah.
I would say still drive, though. It's like $20 to park.
Yeah. Were people
Maybe
sitting
it
on
wasn't
their
that. It might have
cars
been,
like a
like-
drive-in movie?
No, they weren't. That's actually a good idea. I would park like outside and watch it there, but there is
Okay.
something about standing like on the field next to the balloon as they start up.
Yeah, I think kind of touching
It's
it
very cool,
and
yeah.
seeing the fire, roasting marshmallows by the fire of the balloon. What balloon would you say was your favorite? What was Kelsey's favorite?
It was this elephant. It was I think I have it on my Instagram. It's Princess something. It's just a pink elephant that looks a little.
Why was that your
off.
favorite?
It was adorable. It's an elephant.
Was it in a tutu?
No tutu,
Okay.
but it had a little princess hat on.
Where was that one from? Did they say like is this like the
Germany,
European?
I think this one's from. Yeah.
Did they tell you that?
No, they had the flag. Some of them had the flags on them as they go up.
Okay.
They want to show it off.
Gotcha.
And then there was Yoda. You can't go wrong with the Yoda.
That's a good one. Was there anything unexpected that you're like, that doesn't belong here?
Oh, yeah. No, I guess last year they had a Walter White, a Breaking Bad one.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
Uh-huh.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the one you want to get proposed to in.
The Walter White? Well,
Yeah, for sure. Just...
Because he was good to his wife, right?
Yeah, exactly. Will you marry me? Oh, my God. Yeah, because so speaking of Albuquerque in New Mexico, Walter White in Breaking Bad, the house that is filmed in actually put up a fence because so many people would stop by and take pictures in front of it. They were just like, fuck off.
Yeah. And
did you try that?
No, we didn't try. I think it's like a half an hour outside of Albuquerque. But then there's the house from season 5 that they were living in. Okay. I forgot. By the way, we only, just a side note about Breaking Bad, we got all 5 seasons on DVD. My brother-in-law bought it for me, but he bought us only the final episodes of season 5. But we only thought there was only 6. So maybe about 2 years ago, we just happened to have AMC on, and we're watching this episode of Breaking Bad. We're like, oh man, I don't remember this episode. And we realized there were 6 episodes that led up to the final 6 episodes that we just completely skipped over for season 5.
Six
episodes
of the final season.
And neither of us would be willing to admit that we didn't know what was going on. We're like, no, Lander's in the show now, and they seem to know each other. Yeah.
You didn't question that at all? Oh,
we're like, who's this woman that he just gave poison to? Not to ruin it, but like...
Oh, yeah. Well, 20 years later
yeah,
or whatever.
You should have seen it by now.
I feel like it's so old. So good. Yeah, when he gives her the Lily of the Valley or the Orlander. No, it was like something that...
Rislin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Such a good show.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, good. Take her down. I was like, I don't know who she is, but she seemed like she did something wrong. Yeah.
No, she deserved it.
Should have watched the first 6 episodes to figure out what she was about. Her backstory.
That was so heartbreaking, though, because she was like tucking her daughter in. Anyway, you heartless. Albuquerque. Okay.
Huge meth town, though. So at the casino that's at Santa Ana Star Casino, there's a comedy club in there. Really nice comedy club. They have like some huge names on them. Like Nikki Glaser is there the week after I was on the Friday, Saturday.
Best.
I was doing the Thursday.
Nice,
Look out. Guys. But it was packed out because everyone's there for Balloon Fiesta.
But did you want to compete with that, though?
Yes, because people are looking for something to do at night because they don't do anything at night. It's only in the morning, so people are looking for something to do at night. But I was told a lot of carjackings in Albuquerque, especially during Balloon Fiesta week. So make sure you stay at a decent hotel that has security on ground. Because if you're at Motel 6, they're said people just come through and just smash every window.
We're getting all the inside things.
Inside of Balloon Fiesta information.
Seriously, but no, this is the good part about the podcast is like we don't talk. We're not like this and that. We're like, let's talk about what it's really like for real people.
There's a lot of meth heads, and they're looking for stuff in your rental car.
Yeah, so don't leave anything out in the open. Yeah. Probably in any car, but
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely there. Okay, so in the evening, do they have things that like kind of accompany the festival? They're like, we're doing the balloons in the evening, and then Ford is sponsoring a so and so in the evening. Like, is it kind of like that? Sometimes they do. They also do like an evening glow, and then they do like fireworks certain nights. Okay.
Definitely worthwhile. So I didn't do that.
Okay.
I didn't care. I don't like fireworks in general.
Thank you. So it's a 10-day festival, and it goes through the week, and they have activities lined up every night.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to tell us about it?
Go to Santa Fe.
Go to Santa Fe?
Santa Fe is definitely worthwhile.
What's there?
Just like a downtown. It's just this old kind of vibe, and there's a lot of good Mexican food.
Old vibe, you say?
Old vibe.
I'm into old.
You're an old lady.
Yes, I am.
It's just expensive
and
shit.
I love Mexican food.
Oh yeah, Mexican food's fantastic.
Is it a lot of like turquoise jewelry and like pottery? And
a lot of what are those things called? Red chilies. They love their red chilies.
Red chilies there.
Green chili too.
Okay, lots of chili peppers.
Lots of chili peppers.
Good. Okay. So I'll put some more information on the wrap up about the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. International Balloon Fiesta. But tell me a little bit about you and what your album's going to be like.
Oh, yeah. So I'm releasing an album, my second album that I've been delaying for the longest time, but I recorded up in Ottawa in August, and it's...
Ottawa, eh?
Ottawa, yeah. Okay. It's called Approbation Constant, which is French...
Wait, say that again?
Approbation Constant, which is French for constant approval.
Approbation Constant?
Approbation Constant.
We're friends, right?
Yeah.
How can I get you to change that name? I can't say it! I can't say
I wanted to do something that
Apropos of nothing. What is your album name? Apparitions.
I like it. It makes people go research it.
Okay, yeah. You're trying to
be fancy.
Yeah, you are. You and your fucking $10 sled.
Yep, exactly.
And your $20 parking. Okay.
I'm trying to speak Spanish lately too. I've been learning because I have a bulldog and she has a cherry eye and
Eagle-eye cherry?
Eagle-eye cherry. Yeah. Saved a night.
Why would you need to speak Spanish for her eye deficiency?
Well, because our maintenance lady in our building was very nice to her one day, but she only speaks Spanish, and so I'm trying to communicate with her, and so I feel like
that.
A lot of people don't talk to her, so
because they don't know the language.
So I'm learning.
I always try to speak someone's native language to make them feel more comfortable.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I'm not doing great, but she's certainly appreciating it, and we also have the Google Translate if we don't know exactly, but we're both. She's trying to speak English back to me. I'm trying to speak Spanish to her. So it's good.
I love that. Yeah, I used to work in retail, and I remember, because I took sign language, I remember one time a deaf customer came in, and she was really frustrated because she wasn't able to communicate the price on the register was wrong. And I walked over, and I, signed to her. I was like, so what's up? What's the problem here? She's like, oh, its price is wrong. I was like, oh, okay, so this is on sale? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I fixed it. And she was just, so relieved that she could,
that's so cool.
speak to somebody. Yeah. Sorry, let me make this about me.
No. My wife years ago wanted to learn sign language. And I was not as, up. I was like, really, why? And she's like, well, just in case we have someone that comes in as deaf. I was like, well, you're going to go ahead and just for that scenario, you haven't met. I could understand if somebody there was deaf and she wanted to learn sign language, but just in case someone comes into the hotel.
Well, it's respectful too.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
think it's cool for just in case. But I also think I want to learn all the shit talking in other languages so I can hear people do it about me. I think I've always wanted to have that moment where you hear someone shit talking you in another language and you walk up and you're like, bonjour. And they're like, oh no!
Yeah.
She knows that we were telling her hair's tacky or whatever.
I was in an Uber one time and the guy was only speaking Spanish and his buddy was in there too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an Uber pool. It was just thank God.
He's driving with me. Yeah.
He's like, thank God we didn't have 4 people because we would have had to kick one of your guys out because I'm not kicking my friend out. And they were talking Spanish the entire time. And as I got out, I was like, hey, que tengas un gran día. Which is, have a great day.
Yeah.
And they both looked at each other like, I don't know what they're saying, but I think...
Definitely.
I made them nervous enough.
Yep.
So that was exciting.
Maybe we all just need to say just the greetings of have a great day. Yeah. I hope it gets better for you. Right. And that will just shock everybody in every language. So you recorded up in Ottawa. It's being released when?
Either December or January.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you right now. December bad time because people are already getting Christmas stuff and they don't want to pay for a comedy album?
I think it's a good time because it's buy my album and give it to your friends.
No, nobody's gonna do because I'm not gonna do an actual CD. It's just gonna be iTunes.
Okay, but what's the process of doing January though? There's no holiday or anything around it. There's no gift giving.
You got extra money. People are looking for something to buy then.
Oh, people get money for Christmas still?
Yeah.
What's that like? What's it like to have people that love you in your life? I don't know. I mean, I guess. Can you release on a New Year's? New Year, new me, baby!
Yeah, exactly.
New Year, new album.
I think it'll be January, but we'll see. We'll see where I'm at. But that's Appropriation Constant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it'll be on iTunes?
It'll be on iTunes.
What else will it be on?
Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to make money off Spotify.
You could.
I mean, I get
people
it.
buy things on Spotify?
But they don't buy anything. They listen to it, and it's
I literally don't buy anything that's not already synced up to my phone. That's Eagle. If I can press... I don't know why people... don't offer PayPal on everything because I have to physically go up and get my credit card information and get it out of my purse. It makes me so much less likely to buy something. So which is iTunes is brilliant because you're just tap tap motherfucker tap tap.
Here's my fingerprint.
Exactly. Well, I'll buy it.
Oh, there
I'll buy it if it's December or January.
Oh, that's huge.
But I'm not saying that goddamn name. I'm not calling it that. All right. Anything else? Website?
The website will be up in January.
Oh, you don't have a website?
I have a Tumblr page, but that's not a website anymore. So I'm going to have, it's a new me. It's going to have a website and everything.
What do you think it's going to be? Matt Bergman and Apropos something?
I don't know. It might be mattbergmancomedy.com because there's already mattbergman.com, just some dude that just is doing nothing with that
Same thing. Kelly Collette, realtor.
Really?
What are you doing? Yes. We were fighting. Well, I had the name at first, and then I went and I didn't renew it. And then a year later I went back and she had it. And I was like, KellyColletteComedy.com it is.
Oh, that's frustrating. I know.
It's all right.
But yeah, so I'll have that up, and then Instagram, Bergman Comedy. That's easy enough.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And your dog is at...
Wilma.
And your dog is on... Does she not have an Instagram?
She doesn't have an Instagram. I just kind of post photos here and there of her. She wants a private life.
All right. Well, I will be posting Matt's pictures from the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta from his Instagram, and also include a picture of his dog. Sorry, we were scrolling through and talking about pictures that you guys could not see. But, you know...
Well, you should have been here.
It's a tool.
We invited all of you.
Yeah, we can come on to the show. We have sweet potato fries. All right, thanks for talking.
I'm living my best life.
332 days away till the next Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. You can find out more about this event that takes place October 3rd through the 11th of 2020 at balloonfiesta.com. It's described as an event like no other. 9 days in October, the Balloon Festival creates an enchanting world of special-shaped balloon rodeos, twilight balloon glows, and vibrant below-filled skies. Everything you need to know is on this website, and I really hope you check it out because, as Matt described, it sounded really, really fun. If you have an idea for a podcast episode about a festival or an event or a fair or even experience that you had, you can send it to festlifepodcast@gmail.com and hit us up on Instagram so you can see photos from this episode and past episodes. And thanks to Phil from Me Compadre for doing the editing for the show, as always. And I hope you guys get out there and have a great time. Go fest yourself.